Jake Bartlett built a keyframe-free animation plugin for Premiere. Blender just dropped a beefy 5.2 LTS release, and there's a free physics plugin for After Effects that most of the internet hasn't found yet. It's Motion Mondays. Let's get into it. Jake Bartlett just built the thing that editors have been waiting for, animation in Premiere without touching a keyframe. Motion State is a new Premiere Pro plugin that lets you select any clip, define a state A and a state B using properties like position, scale, rotation, or opacity, and then lets the plugin animate the interpolation automatically. It features a built-in graph editor with spring and bounce presets, all rendered in real time on the GPU without any dropped frames on export or playback. It also comes with a helper extension panel loaded with over 100 presets that lets you copy animation parameters between clips or batch update sequences with a single click. Now, this is part of a larger trend we're seeing where more and more tools are being built by motion designers for motion designers to solve their own pipeline headaches. So if you're cutting YouTube videos or social content under tight deadlines, having this kind of setup is going to save you a massive amount of time. When Blender ships an LTS release, it signals that this version is stable enough for studios to commit to long term, and 5.2 is that release. Beyond stability, the build includes experimental physics that we've actually covered on Motion Mondays in the past that live inside geometry nodes that allow for really awesome cloth and hair simulation, giving artists procedural control over dynamic setups. Grease Pencil got some updates too, featuring a new Delaunay triangulation algorithm that makes filling line art much faster and much more accurate, plus new brush assets. There is also a new dither and paint relief filters in the compositor to quickly stylize renders without leaving the application. As with most Blender releases, there's a lot there, so if you want a quick guide on everything that's new, Southern Shoddy has a 5-minute overview on his channel. Link will be in the description. Now for some School of Motion news, our newest course, Unreal Engine for Broadcast Design, taught by Jonathan Winbush, is officially live in the library with Figma and Blender courses coming down the pike. We also just crossed a massive milestone by hitting 4,750 active students on All Access, and we're closing in on almost 30,000 homework assignments uploaded, each of which gets critiqued by a real-life teaching assistant. Now, our next All Access exclusive live events include office hours on July 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern and live portfolio reviews on July 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern. And if you're in LA tonight for SIGGRAPH, be sure to grab a ticket using the RSVP link below and come say hello to me at the Maxon meetup. I'm going to be hanging in real life and I'm going to be bringing a lot of School of Motion swag, so I hope to see you there. Rokoko Vision 3.0 has just launched and they have completely rebuilt their AI solver from the ground up to promise cleaner motion captures and much faster cloud processing. The new system is part of a web-based app called Rokoko Create, which combines video to motion extraction with text to motion generation. So how it works, you upload a standard video, the AI solves the skeleton, and you can edit or retarget the animation directly in Rokoko Studio before exporting an FBX or BVH file to Blender or Unreal. They claim it delivers up to 10 times more processing value per dollar than competing services. And best of all, you don't even need a mocap suit, which is pretty big. So the free plan gives you 30 seconds of video processing per month, and the $10 per month basic tier steps that up to 10 minutes of captures. If you've been holding off on uploading your reel to Framerate because of the paywall, well, that paywall's gone. Everyone's favorite new video, portfolio, and review platform has updated their free plans to allow unlimited video uploads with up to 500 megabytes of storage. Previously, you had to upgrade to their paid tier just to showcase multiple clips. This update makes the platform a legit free alternative to Vimeo for uploading your work, sharing edits, and creating review links. Their handy migrator app also makes for transferring your videos from Vimeo to Framerate super easy. So go ahead, start uploading. There's a new Cinema 4D plugin brand called Keyframe or Die, and their whole pitch is no subscriptions, no BS. Developed by the team behind Yes Captain and NodeFest, the brand is targeting artists who want simple utilities that they can buy once and own forever. Their newest tool, DeathRays, is a single-click HDRI assistant for Redshift. You click the button, choose the HDRI file, and the app automatically builds and names the Redshift dome light in Cinema 4D without requiring you to manually set up tags or configure textures. So yet again, another case of motion design tools for motion designers by motion designers and without subscriptions. Now on to some cool work from across the interwebs, and 2 of this week's reels are actually hosted on Framerate. First up is Kaho Yoshida's new reel, which is a beautiful mix of handcrafted stop motion, claymation, and papercraft design. It is so refreshing to see an artist using tangible materials to build such a distinct visual style in the age of AI. Next is Wanvi Rico's updated generalist reel, which shows a great balance of 3D, 2D, and cell animation. His work's a great reminder that being adaptable across multiple styles is becoming one of the most valuable assets a designer can have today. Finally, the team at Already Been Chewed just put out a new studio reel highlighting their work for Nike, the NFL, NBA, and NHL. Their high-end polished style is a Houdini sim masterclass and is always an auto share for me. They're also beginning to integrate AI into their studio pipelines, and we're actually planning a future collab with them to show just how they use these tools in their workflow. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be big. As always, links to all the work mentioned can be found in the description, and be sure to drop a comment with your latest work or project for a shot at being featured in a future Motion Mondays. AI-generated 3D models have had a control problem, among other things. You get geometry, but you don't always get geometry you can actually use for anything. Well, Tripo Segmentation version 2 tries to solve this by automatically splitting generated 3D meshes into clean, logically organized parts. Unlike the original version, which made arbitrary cuts, the new algorithm reads the structure of the model to keep anatomical parts intact, meaning that characters, legs, and arms are separated along natural joint lines. You can also choose between 3 precision tiers depending on the complexity of your model. You can also edit the boundary lines manually or in their web editor, and use their AI tool to automatically seal the open holes left by cuts. So this makes rigging, animating, or printing AI-generated assets much more practical than before. A free native node-based image editor that's been public for just 2.5 months just shipped a 32-bit float color management and OpenEXR support. ArcBrush is a native C++ application for Mac, Windows, and Linux that serves as a direct alternative to Photoshop or Substance for image compositing. The new update introduces a full 32-bit linear light pipeline, cryptomat compatibility, and 11 new nodes for blending, blurring, and color work. Now on to our student of the week, Amanda Jessup, who is a product designer, motion graphics designer, and 3D generalist. Amanda just finished our Unreal Engine for 3D Artist course, and her class project shows some of the incredible lighting, smooth animation, and clean particle work that you can do inside of Unreal Engine. She mentioned that the class made advanced real-time concepts accessible and gave her workflow she will carry directly into her future commercial projects. You can check out her design portfolio and case studies at her website, and with AI everywhere, your ability to be adaptable and be a creative problem solver is going to be more and more important to show off, and her site actually does a really great job at demonstrating just that. Congrats on the feature, Amanda. Can't wait to see more work from you. Now, if you've ever resized a comp and had to rebuild all your guides from scratch, well, After Effects just fixed that. A new quality of life update introduces percentage-based guides that automatically scale and stay proportional when comp dimensions or aspect ratios change. So you can now pin guides to the bottom and right edges of the viewer, assign custom colors to keep them organized, and access a new right-click dialog to edit properties. So yeah, it's a simple but pretty useful upgrade for anyone building templates or deliverables for social cutdowns. There's a new After Effects plugin on the block called MatterAE. It's a real-time physics plugin that bakes to clean keyframes when you're done. The tool brings interactive rigid body simulations directly into the After Effects viewport. You can drag and drop layers, adjust weight, gravity, and bounce parameters, and preview the motion live. It reads the actual silhouette alpha channel of your layers to generate accurate hitboxes rather than relying on square bounding boxes. And once you're happy with the simulation, you click Bake to convert the physics into standard keyframes right in your comp. The free tier contains all features with a 3-second simulation limit, and a one-time purchase of $35 unlocks unlimited bakes. Shout out to YouTube commenter Armaden for sharing this with us. That's it for Motion Mondays this week. Link to all the stories we talked about will be in the description below. And don't forget our new course, Unreal Engine for Broadcast Design, taught by Jonathan Winbush, is officially live in the All Access Library. And be sure to RSVP at the link below for the SIGGRAPH meetup tonight at Tom's Watch Bar. So if you're in LA, hope to see you there. Remember, I got all the SOM swag for you. If you've got any stories you'd like us to talk about or any work you think should be featured, be sure to leave a comment. And thanks so much, as always, for watching. Hope you have a great week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.